There comes a time in life when the loudness of the world becomes too much to bear. Everywhere you turn, opinions, judgments, distractions, expectations, people telling you what you should do, how you should act, what you should chase. And in the middle of all that chaos, you begin to forget the most important voice, the voice within you, the voice of God. You begin to lose focus. You start reacting, proving, explaining, comparing. You try to be seen. You try to be heard. You try to be accepted. But here's the truth. Not everything deserves your energy. Not everything requires your response. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay silent. Yes, silence is power. Focus is power. And Jesus showed us exactly how to walk in both. Jesus, the most powerful man to ever walk the earth, didn't scream for attention. He didn't argue with Pharisees to win points. He didn't clap back at those who misunderstood him. He didn't post miracles for applause. He stayed focused. He stayed silent. He stayed aligned with the Father. And in that silence was power. In that silence was obedience. In that silence was victory. There is strength in stillness. There is progress in privacy. There is clarity in quiet. You don't need to make noise to make impact. You don't need to announce your next move. You don't need to beg for attention. Work in silence. Pray in silence. Grow in silence. Grow in silence. And let your results speak. Jesus often withdrew from the crowd, not because he was weak, but because he was wise. He knew that focus requires solitude. He knew that purpose doesn't bloom in noise. He knew that the voice of the Father is clearest in the quiet. So what about you? You keep letting every little comment steal your peace. You keep letting distractions pull you from your purpose. You keep explaining yourself to people who don't even understand themselves. Why? You don't need to. Your future is not in their hands. Your calling is not up for debate. Your worth does not need permission. So today, step back, refocus, and stay silent. Let them talk. Let them assume. Let them doubt. Your job is not to argue. Your job is to obey God, to focus on your lane, to master your craft, to build your character, to become everything He created you to be. In silence. Jesus said, when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Matthew 6. Did you hear that? What is done in secret will be rewarded in public. So you don't need to chase visibility. Chase purpose. Chase obedience. Chase discipline. Chase God, and everything else will follow. Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Matthew 6:33. You don't need to stress about the spotlight. You don't need to post to prove. You don't need to post to prove. You don't need to post to impress. God sees you. God knows. God rewards. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Wake up early. Pray deeply. Study constantly. Work quietly, and let your results be your roar. There will come a time when they ask, how did you do it? How did you get there? How did you rise? And you will smile, not because you explained it, but because you endured it. You stayed silent when you could have shouted. You stayed still when you could have reacted. You stayed humble when you could have boasted. And in that silence, God did His work. He shaped you. He prepared you. He elevated you. So today, make a decision to stop reacting, to stop living loudly just to be seen. Focus, silence, obedience, that's the way, that's the Jesus way. When Jesus was accused, He stayed silent. When Jesus was tempted, He stayed focused. When Jesus was glorified, He stayed humble. He didn't let the noise distract Him from the mission, and neither should you. This is your moment to reset, to refocus, to rise in silence. Because when the time comes, the world won't hear your voice, they'll hear your impact. So breathe, silence the world, listen to God, and move in quiet, unshakable confidence. You are being built in the dark for a light that will never fade. Stay focused, stay silent, and let God do the rest.